Paradoxides, the giant trilobite from the Middle Cambrian.
Okay.
It's interesting because back when it was alive, it lived only on the other side of the ocean. It's a European-African fossil. This one came from Morocco, except for Boston. It was found in the Boston Navy Yard when they were excavating. Wow. And the reason it's present in Boston is because 520 million years ago, the Boston area was on the other side of the ocean.
Tectonic plates.
And the plates came together 250 million years ago.
The Triassic, that's Pangea.
They separated again at the end of the Triassic.
Right.
Triassic-Jurassic boundary.
Which orogeny was this?
The reptile.
Oh, when they joined together, that was the Alleghenian orogeny 250 million years ago. Okay. But it came in periods because as the ocean was closing, other things banged into it as well. There was the Akkadian orogeny back in the Devonian, and there was the Taconic orogeny back in the Ordovician, and these are when big islands smashed into the east side of North America as the ocean closed. Oh. And then the ocean finally went out of existence entirely, raising a Himalaya-type mountain range.
Right.
Appalachians. It was as big as the Himalayas then.
Mm-hmm. And the Appalachians?
Yeah. And you could have walked from Ohio to Morocco and not get your feet wet, except crossing the glacier ice in the high mountains. But then it split apart again 180 million years ago, and when it did, in the north parts of North America stuck to Europe. Mm-hmm. The Outer Hebrides and the coast of Norway are North American rocks.
Right.
Farther south, pieces of Africa stuck to North America, including the Boston area and including Florida.
Good morning, good morning.
This guy is awesome.
Yes.
So Florida, most of Florida is African.
From Florida.
Okay.
Originally, if you go to the ancient rocks in the basement of Florida, underneath all that limestone crud on top, go to the stuff that's a few 100 million years old, that's African.
That actually kind of reminds me of like something I heard about Stegosaurus fossils like being found, like they're normally found here in the USA, but apparently like a few have been found, what's it, in Portugal? Like giving like evidence to like North America and Europe what's being connected in.
Stegosaurus, that's Cretaceous though.
Stegosaurus?
I think it is Cretaceous or Jurassic, and the continents had already started to split apart by then.
No, yeah.
But they may have been close enough together, because they split apart only very recently in the far north.
Yeah, no. Like when
How come none of you didn't show up for this Friday Science Club?
Oh.
I should go over there and give a talk sometime.
You should, yeah.
I have.
All right.
Because I've never been there.
I picked up the ship for
Oh, what do you got?
Maybe we should step outside here. Make more room out here.
Now that I know that there's a paleontologist around.
Actually, I'm a mineralogist.
Mineralogist.
Come on out. Come on, cut. Yeah, sit over here, man.
I love dinosaurs, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah, things like these.
What's that?
Right. Would you like to wrap up this one quick? We can chat another
do it again?
one. Yeah, no, I mean, say something, summarize.
Oh, okay. So the fossil is not only interesting in being one of the oldest big fossils we have, it also demonstrates continental drift or plate tectonics, because this came from the other side of the ocean.
Right.
And it's a shallow water fossil, so it doesn't make it across the ocean. In Massachusetts, you find this in the Boston area, but you don't find it in the western part of the state because that was North America. Now, in Montgomery County, this is African right here, because the rocks right around here started on the other side of the ocean. You go to western Montgomery County, and that's North American. You don't find the fossils to prove it. There the evidence is that 500 to 600 million years ago, geologically, all hell was breaking loose around here. It badly messed up.
I'll see you in a few minutes, guys.
Major faulting.
I'll see you.
I'll go to the western part of the county. It was very quiet then. Nothing interesting going on, just deposition and nothing else. But that's only, 30 miles away? How is it you get a Himalaya-type mountain range here?
Okay. Almost 5 minutes.
And it's Louisiana over in the western part of the state.
Maybe the take-home lesson. I try to keep it under 5. Would you like to take home message for? Anything.
Thanks.
Take home message for
A message for the trilobite?
Yes, please. Go ahead. Yes.
Well, there is the fact that the trilobites finally became extinct in the big extinction at the end of the Permian, 250 million.
All right. Excellent.
The thing is, the trilobites were on their way out anyway. The trilobites were gradually going down, and there were only a very few left.
How many species have been discovered so far?
Of trilobite? I don't know. I would guess a few thousand.
Yeah, well, they're index fossils, I would assume.
They're index fossils because they evolved very quickly, and so that any one type of trilobite lasted for only a short length of time before it changed into something else, and therefore it's very useful for putting